Welcome back to F1 22, my team. Thank you for those of you that showed your great support on episode 1 of season 2, part 23 that went out a few days ago. As you well know, I was away for the weekend for my sister's wedding. We are back, episode 24, part 24. We are back at Jeddah, season 2, round 2. We are improving, albeit we've fallen behind Haas in the performance index, but we are improving with development stuff in the works. We are going to be spending our resource points once we get enough to upgrade the fuel efficiency yet again, because that's a serious area of concern at present with this new Ferrari engine. And then from there, we can really focus on making sure that the chassis and the aero is as good as it possibly could be. We finished P15, I'm led to believe, in Jeddah last year with only 1 retirement, so actually it was a pretty decent result for us. With the improvements to the car and the improvements to our competitiveness. Oh, is that... Don't tell me it's going to bloody well rain in Jeddah. What is Saudi Arabia? How is your luck? I've honestly just had the worst luck in a run of FIFA games recording for the main YouTube channel. I come on F1 and I'm getting rain in Saudi Arabia. The luck continues to screw me. I do need to set up a new custom setup for Jeddah, so we'll be spending a bit of time in practice. But for now, drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. And judging by that weather forecast, it could be quite an intriguing race weekend, don't you think? So quali pace wise, we're well off. It does put me P2 for the session. So we're not close enough for the quali program, but I do feel like I'm fast enough overall, I think. But with a wet race, who knows? But let's retire from session. I'm quite happy with that. We weren't quite able to do... Tyre wear's really high. I wasn't able to do the tyre wear one, unfortunately. So we're not going to get a massive amount of resource points from that. My teammate is P17 on mediums, so that's confidence building enough. We are now the 8th fastest team, so we should be aiming for 15th and 16th place in theory. So we'll try and do that. I'll go to P2 and P3. In fact, what I could do is do the quick practice, and that way I could try and get the time management one done. Oh, simple. Sorry, if I can't do it myself, then I'll do it in quick practice. I'm not sure if the bug still exists for this to be artificially making my parts wear quicker. I don't know if that bug is still a thing. 25% chance of success. We might have to run it a couple of times. But we got it first time, banging. So I'm happy enough with that. And retire from session. Okay, so we are going to maximise, or at least get most of our resource points. I hope that doesn't mean that I've lost lots of wear on my parts, but chat tells me that that issue has been fixed, which is great for me. So I will now skip that third practice session and go straight to quali, and we'll find out how many resource points we're going to get, which should be enough, as it absolutely is, to ensure that we can do the next fuel efficiency part of it. Am I up to level 14? Not quite. I really desperately want to get to level 15 so I can up by 50% the amount of resource points I get with the driver perk. We're not there yet. Let's go and qualify, aiming to hopefully be in Q2. I am going to improve by just over 2.5 tenths, but it's only good enough for P18. Jeddah, not a strong circuit for me, evidently. Really tough circuit to get right. Really tough circuit to get right. Hopefully my teammate did well enough. Nico P13. Did I get into the 29s with that? I don't think I did I? No, I was close. 130.2. Only 2.5 tenths off Show Guan Yu. Alexander Albon at the back in the Aston Martin's probably out of position slightly. But I'm not massively disappointed with that lap. Perhaps slightly disappointed with the scrappiness of my driving, but lap time wise, I don't know as there's much more I can get out of that. It's going to be a really, really difficult race. given the fact that it's raining. Am I up to level 14? Still not quite. Oh, please, come on. Not quite on it, JEDNAH, but we had a decent race last year. P15 in the car at the state it was in at that moment in time gives me promise that we might be able to do something this year. Something might still only be like 13th or 14th, but I would like to try and improve on my finishing position in every Grand Prix this year as opposed to last. And last year, as you can see, we were 15th in Bahrain. This year, we were 15th, but that was because we had to fuel save like Billio, and 15th in Saudi Arabia as well. So we shall hope to be better this year. Let's give it a go, shall we? So, the grid will look as follows. Did Nico improve on his Q1 time or position to get slightly higher up? Charles Leclerc, P1. Max Verstappen, P2. Not too much between them, just 35 milliseconds. Then Ricciardo, P3. Hamilton, Sainz. Sainz must have taken a penalty. There's no way he's this far back. On pure pace, so Carlos Sainz taking a penalty for sure. Mick Schumacher starts 10th. Sainz 11th. Teo Pourchaire 12th. Really frustrating that Teo is as quick as he is at the minute in that Alfa Romeo. Nico P16 in the end, so not great for him. Still P18 for me, which is where we were, so I'm starting directly behind my teammate. Alonso is going to be quicker than us. Magnussen is going to be competitive as hell in that Williams, and Albon's going to be quicker than us too, so I don't know whether we'll actually move forward here or not. It depends on how we are in the rain. Let's have a look at our race strategy, shall we? We're starting on the Inters, so at least it's not full wets. Inters, probably not anywhere near lap 25, to be honest. It's probably going to be Inters to lap 17 or 18, and then it's going to be a case of figuring out whether we want to just run hard to the end from there or go, say, medium soft. But the team will give me some advice at the time, so probably into medium soft is where I'm thinking right now. Because of the nature of the rain, I am going to not underfuel, but I'm going to put slightly less fuel in because we will save some fuel in the wet. But just in case the wet doesn't last that long, I'm still going to put a lap and a half's worth of extra fuel in the car. Now for the wet, I am going to up my front downforce to 28, but we will lower that to 21 when we, to 26. But we will lower that to 21 when we switch to dry tyres. That's how we're going to line up. That's how we're going to start. Let's see how we finish. So rather unsurprisingly, as the formation lap gets underway, everybody's on intermediate tyres. Not really too many shocks there. I have, since the last cut, added a little bit more fuel in by about 0.3 of a lap, as per chat's suggestion, basically. So we'll see if that works out for us or not. We may end up needing more fuel, and we'll both have been wrong. We hope not, but we expect, judging by the approximate weather prediction, that the rain will stop around about lap 15 to 20-ish. It may well be sooner than that. Time will soon tell. But we should have enough fuel to manage us throughout the whole race. We should save a little bit of fuel in the wet as well. If we end up losing fuel comparative to the full race distance in wet conditions, then we really are screwed for the dry conditions. But we'll see what we can do here. It's been a learning curve at the beginning of the season so far. Jeddah as a circuit has been a learning curve, both Season 1 and Season 2. And now that learning curve gets a little bit steeper because, of course, it's now wet too. Yummy. Right, off we go then. I'll lower that down to 21 now for my next pit stop. Fernando Alonso flies up the inside as we expected he would do. Oh, God. Okay, that's not gone well for anyone involved. There was a safety car called there as well, I think. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's wait and see what happens. The yellow flag is out again. I'm just taking my time. Virtual safety car deployed. Lando Norris is out of the race. There's going to be a lot of disqualifications here. I think I'm probably going to have to restart. Lando's out. What happened to Lando? Lando's over there, and he's missing a tyre. So Lando's definitely out. What a chaotic start. If anyone gets disqualified, then I will restart because that's silly. But... oh god, it's slippery and wet. I have a horrible feeling I'm going to be so slow in these wet conditions. Let's try and save some fuel as well, I guess, whilst we're under virtual safety car conditions, but... well, nobody's getting disqualified or any further penalties, I don't believe. Safety car is ending. So let's go back to standard. Let me just have a quick look at the race director. Anything in there? Teo Porcher got a 5 yellow time penalty for ignoring yellow flags, but other than that, fine. So, okay, I'm happy enough with that to continue on as is. Of course, the VSC ends whilst I'm in the middle of a slow corner. I am going to be really slow in the wet. I can just feel it. Williams alongside and now getting interested in the back of me. See if he might have clipped the wall there. We're all right to continue. Anybody else in the pits? No, nobody in the pits. Latifi's still alongside me. I am deathly slow in a straight line. And I mean, like, considerably well off the pace. And I don't know why that might be. But in a straight line, I've got nothing here. It might just be because they're still running their dry setups and have much lower downforce. But in a straight line, I've got nothing. And I've got barely any grip as well. This is going to be a particularly unenjoyable opening section to the race, but hopefully once the rain disappears we can get stuck in again. I might go for a move here on Latifi. He's gone defensive. Well done, mate. Zhou Guanyu's just driven straight into the back of me and has now lost his front wing because of it. That was clever, pal. Well done. He's kind of screwed himself there, but you'll be able to see here just how they pull away from me down these full throttle sections. It might be because I wasn't using any battery, but I don't think so. I lost half a second. Oops, I lost half a second to Latifi lap 1. Although I've barely lost... no, I have lost just as much time. Oh, this is going to be... it's going to be a long one, lads. It's going to be a really, really bloody long one. Tsunoda's in the pits, as well as obviously Zhou Guanyu ran into the back of me. So we are momentarily up to P19. I need dry weather ASAP Rocky. So we're going to be the first to pit for dry tyres. The first to pit for dry tyres. In this wet scenario, we have been 2 seconds a lap slower.
Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a
That's
nice
an unsafe release, but never mind.
Okay, 1 stop to go. Just 1 stop left in this strategy.
So we are medium softing to the end. Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda behind me have gone softs. They're going to soft. So they're going to 3 stop from here, whereas we're only looking to 1 stop from here. Sorry, they're going to 2 stop from here, whereas we're only looking to 1 stop from here. The first stint, for those of you on YouTube, has been a fucking nightmare. I've just been 2 to 2.5 seconds a lap slower than everyone else in the wet, and no idea how to address that. I'm hoping that in the dry I am more competitive than I was in the wet. I qualified okay. P18 isn't that bad a qualifying lap. But just absolutely nowhere in the wet whatsoever. It was as if I had the difficulty set 10 steps too high. But we had 95 difficulty for Bahrain and we're competitive. I've got 95 difficulty for Jeddah and I might as well be driving an F2 car, genuinely. Yeah, but adapting the AI from track to track just gets fucking messy. There are going to be tracks that we're better at, there are going to be tracks that we're worse at. But I'm not going to fluctuate with my not going to fluctuate with changing the difficulty because it's just not going to work. It's just going to make it too hard to follow, too hard to track, and I'm not going to know where I stand with the rest of the AI. The gap to Zhou Guanyu behind is relatively stable, and the gap to Latifi in front is relatively stable. Just that Yuki's quite fast in that Alpha Tauri. Thing is, around here, when you make... Oh, Teo Porcher's out the session, that'll do. When you make a mistake in one of those slow speed corners that go back into another straight, when you make a mistake like that, you just lose like half a second. Teo's just got a technical issue by the looks of things. He's just pulling over and he's out of the race. That's going to be Nico Hulkenberg up to P11, sorry. That's another position for us. My race pace in the dry feels relatively competitive, but I don't know if it is or not. We will find out later in the race. Nico's P13, even with the retirement of Teo. He was P12, so he's lost a couple of positions. Presumably one to Mick or Fernando and one to Sebastian Vettel, as we just saw in that highlight. I thought that might have been him trying to take a position. It wasn't. It was him actually losing one. So we went to mediums on lap 8. Some went to softs on lap 10. But those soft runners are going to be pitting soon. I'm hoping longer term in this race our strategy will come good for us, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yellow flag.
The flag's going to be here to the left.
Okay, be aware there's an incident.
There he is. Hello, Teo.
Overtaking.
Unlucky, Teo. Shame your shit, pal. I know it's quite rich for me to say right now, but let's have a look, shall we? Yep. Ricardo soft to medium. Hamilton soft to soft. Ocon soft to medium. Gasly soft to soft. So definitely alternate strategies at play here, aren't there? But presumably they're going to... Whoa, those that are on them are going to try and take their mediums to the end of the race. Zhou Guanyu behind me is pit. They're going to try and get 30 laps or 31 laps out of their set medium tyres, which they absolutely can do. So Stroll's in the pits. Rephrase, Stroll is out of the pits. Latifi's in the pits though behind me that I've just noticed. So we're up to P18. Way! Perfectly timed, Grayson, for the cheer for us taking a position. P18 for the boys. Let's go. Vettel is past Stroll. Yuki's in the pits. So we're taking another position. Yuki also onto softs. He's going to come out not that far behind me at all. Latifi might just take him. But no, it appears not. Tsunoda gains a place in the pit stops. So he hadn't quite reached Latifi yet on track. So actually by staying out on his softs, which is weird, he's overcut at a track where surely the undercut is pretty powerful. He's definitely within DRS range for this next bit, and just watch the time plummet. Even before we even get to a DRS range. Watch the... Oh, fuck it. Watch the time plummet. If you could manifest the safety car, Butcher, that would be lovely, mate. I'd very much appreciate it. Just look at the speed difference. Just a joke, really.
4.2 seconds.
At least I'll get DRS in this next bit now. He's already 7/10 ahead of me. I think it does know that I'm just bad at this circuit. Hulk is down to 16th now. Zhou Guanyu's pitting again from behind me onto mediums.
There's a new strategy available on the MFD.
I think it's going to want me to go medium, soft, soft. Soft to 34. And then try... No, it still wants me to only do one stop, but it wants me to stop off these mediums 5 laps earlier than it did it initially. That's how much our tyre wear is around here as well. We noticed that in practice that our tyre wear was atrocious. And that is coming to pass here in the race as well. We're fine for fuel. We've got loads left. Nico's in the pits now for his next stop. So we're going to gain a position on our teammate for the time being at least. Oh my god, we're 17th. Getting dizzy, lads.
Grip is probably dropping due to wear, so don't be too aggressive.
Can confirm, grip is dropping due to wear. We're going to pit in 3 laps time. And here comes a very fresh, tired Kevin Magnussen. K-Mag dying to get past here, but at present can't. It's going for out the inside. I have no answer for that, I'm afraid. So according to Pirelli, the soft set of tyres that we're about to switch on to can do 16 laps at most. We have 17 laps worth of race remaining. Somehow, we're not even close to getting lapped, as Yuki Tsunoda's in the pits for a final time in front of us as well. We're not even close to getting lapped. So we are going to have to complete the full race distance and do that on a set of tyres that we don't think can actually go that far. So this is going to be intriguing. This whole JEDNAH Grand Prix has just been a waste of everyone's time, unfortunately. I promise you, the next Grand Prix will abso-bloody-lutely be a lot better. We actually got a very good result in Australia last year. Only 1.5 seconds off Latifi. And on brand new soft tyres once they warm up. We should quite comfortably get past the Williams. It's then a matter of probably not catching Nico. I think P18 is probably all we can hope for here at the minute. Barring any other retirements. I do have another set of soft tyres I can go to should there be a safety car. But at the minute, highly unlikely there will be. We've got a virtual safety car right at the very beginning of the Grand Prix. Outside of that, nothing. Seemingly minimal battles, or at least minimal drama anywhere on the track in this Grand Prix. Have a look at the race director and try and confirm that. And yeah, other than me exceeding track limits a couple of times, Teo's retirement for a mechanical failure, Lando's on lap 1 was a bit weird. And Teo's, oh, there was a front wing there. Valtteri Bottas had to pit for a front wing. So we had a couple of front wing changes, but outside of that, nada. Nada, nada, nada. Been a very quiet Grand Prix. Which is a shame for us, because we kind of needed a bit of a leery one. Given the lack of pace that we have, or had, on the wet tyres. I think if it had been fully dry Grand Prix, we would have absolutely been competitive. We just have had no luck in race 1 of the season, or race 2 of the season. Race 1 was... obviously the fuel issue, and race 2 has just been a track I'm not great at, with some rain thrown in, and the AI being silly quick in said rain, as you guys are fully aware from your own experiences with the game this year. You can see how much faster we are, given the strategy we've done, than Nicholas Latifi right now. Question is, can we close in on our teammate before our tyres go? I don't know, but we're definitely going to get Latifi glued to the DRS. And with our fresh tyres, glued to the back of Nicholas Latifi. Sorry, Nick. Even the slow-ass Chesnoid Gaming is going to come past you here. If you don't mind turning across me, that would be lovely. Around the outside of him. And then hold off the fight back. Now then, Mr. Hulkenberg, are you too far down the road? I imagine so. But here goes nothing.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
You're pitting me again. I thought we were only doing one. I thought that was our last pit stop. Who wants me to pit again? Yikes. Genuinely, I thought we were going to the end on this set. Apparently, the team have other ideas. I mean, I'd be tempted to hang it out and hope for a safety car, to be honest. I don't really see any point in pitting now. Do you? I don't think there's any point in pitting now, do you guys? I respectfully disagree, Mark. Latifi's been lapped, so I'm about to get lapped as well. That means, obviously, we'll only do 49 laps here at Jeddah rather than 50. 25% tyre wear, and he wants me to pit. No. I do wish I'd gone soft, though. Let Verstappen through. And then try and feed off his DRS for as long as possible to try and catch Nico. Did lose a lot of time letting Max through, but hopefully we'll gain that back through DRS. I feel like I've hung on to the back of Verstappen quite well here. Gap to Nico 3.8, but he's obviously going to have to slow to let Max through. Just monitoring the gap behind to Latifi. We've still got 6 laps to do. But I think we can get them done on this set. Okay, there's a
4-second gap between you and the car ahead. Keep pushing.
They're 38% done after 9 laps. And they can do another 6, surely. They'll be worn AF, but it's less of a deficit than losing a pit stop for sure. But staying ahead of Latifi's definitely an option now, I think, provided the tyres hang on. Hulkenberg only just let Max Verstappen through now, whereas I thought he was going to let him through down the main straight. The gap is now just 2.1 seconds. It's probably not close enough for me to be able to still get to him, but at least we can see our teammate. We can try and dream. I think we're going to get to just outside DRS range to Nico as we are now, and then not be able to close to get within the second, which is going to be so incredibly frustrating, but that's where we are right now, I think. We're still extending over Latifi. I don't know if he's had to let anyone else through. I've not got enough time to stop and look.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.1 seconds.
I don't think so. Have a look, where am I? There, Latifi. No, he's not had to let anyone else through. There's still a massive gap to those behind him. But I think our tyres are just over the cliff edge now. Because Nico was 0.3 closer last lap. So the gap in front, unfortunately, is starting to extend again. We got very close. And like we say, again, it's a case of what might have been. In Bahrain, it was what might have been if we didn't have the fuel consumption issue. Here, it's what might have been if it wasn't wet the whole bloody or for the first third of the race. Sebastian Vettel's in the pits, as well as Yuki Tsunoda. I am curious as to know why. They must have perhaps have had a tangle, maybe? They're both on their way out of their pit boxes now, but as we start our penultimate lap, we have made another 2 positions. I think. We might have made another 2 positions. We have not made another 2 positions.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
That's annoying. We very nearly got super lucky there, but as has been our luck in every video game we've played so far today, it's not quite with us. So the gap to Latifi has dropped a bit.
Around 2 seconds.
As we start our final lap on particularly worn rubber, it is unfortunately yet another case of what might have been. We've covered it a couple of times already in the YouTube video and multiple times on the stream, so I won't dwell on it. All I will say is that hopefully next time around we will be significantly better, and thankfully we don't have to wait long at all for that next time around. The next race is today as you see this on YouTube, or tomorrow as you're viewing on the stream. So there is the opportunity to improve on our fortunes very, very quickly indeed. We've gone from a track with we've gone from a track that I enjoy with a lot of pace but no fuel to now a track that I'm really starting to despise, with pace in the dry but not in the wet. Whether that's a theme that continues throughout the course of the season, I don't know. I anticipate that it will, so we do just have to continue to pray for dry race weekends each time around. We've got nearly 60% wear on our tyres now. We have managed to pull off a stop less than everybody else. But I have a feeling even if we had gone for the soft, we probably wouldn't have finished any higher than we are right now anyway, because of the extent of the tyre wear we have here, which is higher than normal. So everything's just been conspiring against us, I think, unfortunately. But Max Verstappen wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and we come home in P18, which is where we started, right behind our teammate. So at least we're on par with Nico so far, which is no mean feat. Had we not had the wet running, we probably would have overtaken Nico and been ahead of him come the end of the Grand Prix. What was the rest of the podium? It's Max Verstappen in P1. It is Daniel Ricciardo P2, a Red Bull 1-2. Carlos Sainz from P11 to the podium, is Charles Leclerc only in P7. So not sure what happened to him there. 2 stops for most, 3 for some, 2 for me. We've gone from 18th to 18th, which is lovely. Nico went from 16th to 17th, so I don't know how to gauge that one. If it was dry for the full race, I feel like I could have done something more. And hopefully it's not a full season of feeling like what might have been, because that's another 20 races of pure pain. But Bahrain, we felt like we had... Well, I was quick in Bahrain. There's no two ways about it. We were quick in Bahrain. And Jeddah, we could have been more competitive if the weather had been kinder. I'm going to get the driver boost from that. And we're going to get the driver boost from that as well, because I need it. Performance index, we are still the 8th fastest team. We have some resource points to spend, however. Where we spend them, we're not yet sure. 1,309. Can't afford anything in there. Can afford the weight redistribution. Can't quite afford the weight reduction. But the tyre wear could come in handy. So we'll do that. We'll do the tyre wear. And now it's a case of redoing our resource points tally and earning more money so that we can improve our facilities yet further, meaning we have the opportunity to get stuff quicker. Powertrain build time has gone up a level, which is good, which means stuff will improve quicker. Unfortunately, some of the R&D items have failed, but we might be able to redo them. I'm not sure which ones they were. Was it a chassis one? No, it was a powertrain one. The bearings and the... bloody hell, the fuel one. That's annoying. What do I need? 425. What do I not have? 425. So we'll have to wait for that. That will get redone. And we have dropped to behind McLaren and Aston Martin in the performance index, albeit not by far at all. And in Australia, where we got our best finish of the year last year with a P7, I think we might still be okay for a decent result, regardless of the fact the performance index isn't faring too kindly on us at the moment. So we should be okay. I'm hoping we're okay. I feel like we're going to be okay. Okay? Join me tomorrow, okay? Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This one will probably be shorter than most. But tomorrow, we're going to go for it down under. And hopefully, our fortunes will turn around. I will see you next time, YouTube.